Hello, crafty friends. How you guys doing this morning? I see Annette and Irene and Glenn. Is that it so far? I think so. We are going to have some fun today because I've been promising you this and I finally made it. Come on, my hands, please. This is made using the Joyous Noel set. It's bright, beautiful, sparkly. We have some gold. It's just really pretty angels we have heard on high. So this is what we're going to make today. Hi, Sharma. The original concept idea for this card comes from Heartfelt Creations. Of course, I took some creative liberties, so I'm going to say this card design at this point is pretty much mine, but they do have a really nice video that had a card like this, and then they have several other beautiful cards made from the Joyous Noel set. This one's going to take a little while to do because there's a lot of die cutting, a lot of inking, and other things. So we're just going to make this one card today, but it's really fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I have. Bryce just put a link on the chat for the Joyous Noel bundle, and that's what I'm using for this today. This is amazing. Can you go into that and tell me what the original price was, please? The original price of this set was $174.93. Your sale price on this set saves you $117.98. This set, including the paper pad, 3 dies, 3 stamps, is $56.95. So it's a great time to grab it if you don't have it already. Thank you, Annette. I thought the colors, I have to be color coordinated. The colors kind of matched what I was doing today. Okay, let's get started, shall we? Because it's going to be a project that's going to take a little while. Let's take a look at some of what I have set out on my table. Oh, good. Excellent. You're ready to go, Irene. All right. 5x7 card, piece of mirror board, couple of pieces of 8x8 cardstock. I've taken 2 sheets out of the Joyous Noel book. Hi, Catherine. I've taken this sheet, and I've taken, look at all these greetings they give you. It's fabulous. So I've taken this sheet, already took some out of here. And so I'm going to set these aside for just a minute till I'm ready for them. And the paper pack is just really, really good. It's got so many beautiful angels in it. You're going to be able to make so many fun cards. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And you also get in here pre-colored images that you can cut out with the dies from your set. So just lots of added value in this set. You can probably make 40 cards just out of the book. I'm just guessing. I've never tried to see how many I could get out of the entire selection, but I know you can get a lot. Beautiful tags. The colors are gorgeous. So that's included in your kit. I have black screen. Let's just make sure everybody doesn't have a black screen. Okay. Take just a second, make sure we're okay in there. Okay, coming in fine. I think it's on your side, Sharma. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to start out with a stamp from the Starry Noel Angel. And we're going to use this pretty Starry Angel stamp. And we are going to make this kind of ombre. I'm going to make the colors just a little different than I did in my first one. Why? Because I can. So instead of using the purple this time, I want to make my angel. I love it, but I'm going to make my angel stand out just a little less. Instead of using purple this time, I'm going to use 3 shades of blue. And I've got my distress inks here. I'm going to start with, at the top, with my prize ribbon. Oh my gosh, it's an amazing sale. Is an amazing sale, Catherine. And we're keeping the girls really busy. Nothing quite like keeping Margie out of trouble. No. Whoops, this one I hadn't opened yet. This is Faded Jeans. Let's open this one up. I have to ink the top part again by the time I get this done. Okay. I put my little, oops, just tore that one. I was just going to say, it's so convenient that you can take them right off of the plastic and put them on your pads, but I tore that one. I'm going to use it anyway, I think. Ranger has on the web, you can search it for Ranger color charts, and you can pull up a color chart that has, that doesn't look real pretty there, but I'll fix it later, that has colored and named labels for all of your ink pads. And that is just wonderful to be able to go to your box and see the labels. It's just so good. Okay, so we started with prize ribbon. I'm going to hit that again since it took me a little while to do that. Okay, I'm going to come in. I'm going to do my next one. And I'm going to hit all the surface on this angel. We can kind of do this ombre effect because this angel is almost solid. The angel and the stars in the background. I'm going to take this last one I put on is Broken China. I'm going to take Broken China and put across the bottom. Let's see how our colors look this time. Oops. Using my stamping platform. Oh, that's pretty. There we go. That's pretty. I think I'm going to hit it a little bit more, though. That prize ribbon on the top still isn't very dark. So I'm going to give that just a little more at the top there, which is the beauty of a stamping platform, as you can come back in and hit the colors again. Slide that right back up into the corner and stamp it again. And now, that's much better. There we go. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. Okay. Next, I'm going to clean off my inks with a baby wipe. Okay. The girls are coming today. Jordan's ready to spend Thanksgiving with us. Jake is now out on the boat and will be for quite a while, it sounds like. So Jordan's coming down to spend time with her family. Lauren and I are going to go car shopping today. Let's see if I can help her get a good deal on an automobile. Okay, so I took the ink off of my off of my stamp. And we're going to hit that with some embossing ink. I'm going to get a nice good coat of embossing ink on here. I'm going to bring my tray in. And, whoops, I guess I better stamp that before I get too carried away. Bring my tray in. Thanksgiving is a beautiful holiday. I'm really surprised it's only a U.S. holiday. So I've got this stamped. Now I'm going to bring in my tray. I'm going to bring in my glittered embossing powder. And I'm going to, this is my wow that I use in my my glitter and glaze cards, guys. Shake off the extra. Grab my embossing tool and my heat embossing tool. And you know what? I did unplug it last night, honey. He'd get mad at me if he came out and checked it. I did better than I thought I did. Let's get this all embossed and glittery. Take just a minute for my gun to heat up, and it'll go pretty fast. Everything's turning beautifully glittery. Nice thing about doing this with glitter and embossing powder is that it's not going to shed glitter. Okay, that looks great. And let's get our cutting die out here. And we're going to use our cutting die to cut out our angel. I'll show you this before we cut it too. It's beautiful. Look how gorgeous that is now. Okay, and I've got some Post-it tape here. So get this die on just right. We'll tape it in place so it stays there. Give it a couple pieces. And I'm going to take this back to the cutting machine here. Turn that on. And I'm going to run this through. Should only take one run for a simple outline like that. When I do some of the other pieces, I'll probably run it twice. They're a little bit more ornate. Okay, we'll take out our angel, and it cut beautifully. I'll preserve my tape here because I'm going to cut a second image here. My tape stuck to my image. There we go. Look how pretty this is, guys. beautiful. And what I want to do next is make an extra angel that I can layer this up. I want 2 layers under my angel because it's hanging over the edge of my card, and I just like it to have a little bit more body. So I'm going to run one more of these. Okay, we'll take out this angel. And pop out the little extra piece. And we're going to go ahead and keep that since I'm doing more of these cards in class next week. My class last night, my Friday night card class came in, saw what I was doing, and now a week from Friday, they'll be doing this class, which is fun for me. I love it when I can do the same classes for both. Oh, come on. I just cleared these last night. I have a terrible habit of leaving the tops off, though. See if this one will run. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put down a little glue here. This is a great job for my needle nose glue bottle. I don't want too much glue. I don't want it to get sticky all over the place. I just want to stick these 2 together. Stack them up so they have some weight to them. So all I'm doing with it is just doubling that layer. Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh my gosh, that's pretty. I think I'm going to like these colors even better than my other colors. Which might mean I want to change my stamping of the background a little too. I can do that. All right, let's go to our stamping again. I'm going to take off my Joyous Noel stamp, my Joyous Noel angel, and I'm going to get my Joyous Noel background out. That would be pretty, Catherine, to make a mobile of those. In fact, you could. I don't know why you couldn't do the ombre on both sides of that so that you had the pretty colors on both sides. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Okay. Wouldn't have all the detail in the stars and stuff, but you would still have it nice. Okay, I'm going to start this down just a little bit. I'm going to show you how this works out on the card. I actually have a pretty good border at the top and at the bottom, which is where I put my greeting on this one. So I'm going to start this down just a little bit. Pick that up with my stamp platform. And I'm going to get one of my 8x8 cardstock pieces here. This one was in my glitter bin, so it's glittery. That's okay. Oh, before I stamp on this, I'm going to get this. I'm going to use this milled lavender and give it just a little bit of kind of almost a pink undercast before I stamp on it. So I've got my brush. I'm going to clean my brush off kind of on the corner here. so I won't be using that part. And I'm just going to give this kind of a pink undercast in the background of my stamping. If you prefer, you could make this green or yellow or some other color. I just wanted it to look full and rich when I actually stamped it. I'm going to color a pretty good area here. That's not a small stamp. I'm going to color a pretty good area of the background. Once I stamp on top of this, this will be more subtle colored. Another one that would be good for this would be like a tea stain sort of stamp pad. All right. Next, I'm going to get out two of my, I'm going to use broken china and broken china and faded jeans, I think, this time, because I'm going for not having quite so much purple this time. So I'm going to stamp the lower part of this, kind of doing the ombre thing again. Maybe I talked to Thelma on the last day. I was concerned when she wasn't in class yesterday. If she's not here today, then I'm getting worried. Anybody talk to her? Okay, we'll have our two colors of blue. Let's see how this looks. Push my cardstock up into the corner. Well, that's pretty. And I'm going to put this on a dark blue background. We'll take that out. Set that aside. Let's get our card. Oh, that's it. I get my 5x7 card here. And I think the first thing we will do is go ahead and cut our face from this. So now I'm going to use this Noel decorative die. And there's two pieces to this. This is like the filigree piece, and we'll cut that separately. And this is like a base, kind of a card base. And I'm going to use that to kind of sculpt to the front of my card. Now I'm trying to think about the best way to do this. I wanted to cut through the front, but not the back. You see. So last time I put my magnetic sheet between them, that was not a good idea. It worked, but it wasn't a good idea because it chopped up my magnetic sheet. So So what do I have that I can stick in there? I've got some bits of cardstock here I can put in there, I think. That'll work okay. I'm just going to put these on the inside so that this doesn't come through and cut the back of my card too. I just want the front of the card to be sculpted. Hi, Brenda. And I got that a little off center, so I'm going to move it. This die is just a little bit longer than my card is, so I'm just letting it go off the edges a little bit. I want to make sure that the cutting surface is outside of my card, or it's just going to cut this in two pieces, right? That wouldn't be useful. So let's try this and see how this works. I'm forever trying things live that I haven't done before. I just don't want to cut up my mat anymore. Let's take this out. Let's see what we get. Take the front piece extra off. And indented it, but it didn't cut the inside, which is fine because I am going to be covering that anyway. So this is perfect. Just what I wanted to do. Okay. Where's my tape here? And now if I wanted to use them for something, I actually have these pretty greens. Hang on to that. Might be a fun color combination to try. Okay. So get rid of that. Now I'm going to go up and I'm going to get my blue paper. Bring my cutter in. And I want this to be 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So I'm going to come down my page a little bit. I'm going to measure this out to 6 3/4. Let's see how this does here. Perfect. Just right on the inside. And then I'm going to cut this to 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. Come back in here. And I'm going to get this kind of centered on there. I'll start with my 4 1/2. Whoops. 4 1/2. And I'll leave about a 1/2 inch at the top. And then I'm going to cut this to 6 1/2. Great. That worked. And I'm going to layer that up on top of here. That's going to be pretty. Now, let's see. I don't know if this cut-off piece of cardstock is big enough for this filigree or not. But I can turn this upside down and reuse that cardstock. And why not? So I want to cut one of these. Let's figure out what I did with my tape. Now this one is really detailed. So I'm going to actually run this through my machine twice. And I have a shim in too, magnetic shim in also. Oops. Get there. This is really a quiet machine where machines go. The machine I use, everybody always asks when they do a class, is the Go Press and Emboss machine by Joyous Creations. My favorite machine I've ever had. And we can get them for you. I ship these directly from the distributor. Takes about a week and a half to get there. They're affordably priced and just the best machine, in my opinion, ever. I love it. Okay, bring this in. Let's see how we're doing on our filigree. I'm going to flip it over first to make sure. Oh, yeah, clearly it cut because it's laying all over my board. So I guess it cut out just fine. Pop all my extra pieces out of here. They're coming out very easily because we did shim it and run it twice. All this prettiness. This piece actually has kind of an artsy angel in it, but it can be used sideways or straight up and down. You can use just the shadow or you can use both. It's a really nice die. I've got a few extras here. Looks like it shifted just a little. When I ran it the second time, it got a little extra skinny. I'll have to decide if I want to run it again or if I'm satisfied with that. It does look a little extra skinny though. Always the risk of running things twice is that sometimes you can get more than you bargained for by running them twice. But
Irene says, what about the cutting edge?
What about the cutting edge? About the cutting edge. This one does not have a cutting edge. Well, it does. This one, this die, let me see if I can help you here. This die has a cutting edge all the way around. It has a cutting edge on the bottom, has a cutting edge all the way around it, and it has the filigree pieces inside of it. You know, guys, I think I'm going to run this again. I'm not entirely happy with that, and I'd rather run it again. I'd be totally happy with my job. It just shifted just a little bit, and left me less than totally happy with it. So let's pitch that. Clean off my board. I don't have a lot of weirdness. Sorry for the scrapey sound. That's what happens when you clean off your board. Let's just run another one of those. Just not totally happy with that. So this one, I don't care that it has a cutting edge because I'm not using this. It doesn't have to be over a fold. So this one's not going over a fold at all. This one's just going to lay on top. That's not right. This one's just going to lay on top of the piece we've already created for our card. Does that answer your question, Irene? I'm going to tape this good because that could be the other thing. If I didn't have it taped down soundly, that could have caused it to move too. So let's just do that again. Okay. The thing I love the most about my Go Press and Emboss machine is that it has a table big enough. My cutting plates are 8 1/4 by 11 3/4. So I can use large embossing folders, large dies. I can use anything in it. Now let's see if this one turned out better. This one turned out way better. I don't have that little weird skinniness going on. I need to pop this out of here. And then I'm going to get my mirror board and we're going to cut one more. Yes, there's a fair amount of cutting in here, but it's okay. This whole card doesn't take very long to do. And you know, if you were going to make these for Christmas cards or New Year's cards or whatever you were going to make them for, you could kind of create an assembly, an assembly line, and you could cut, all your pieces at one time, and you could cut all your mirror board at one time. You could do all your stamping at one time, and it really wouldn't take long to make multiple cards as opposed to just making one. So I'll show you this piece. We actually have an angel in the center of this piece here. But this piece is just so much more than that. You can use it in so many different ways. Okay. I'm going to clear off my board again, my plate, and clean out my die. You only want to do this with good dies. If you have some cheap aluminum dies, don't do that. But where these dies are made out of hardened steel, you can get away with doing that. All right, and I have a piece of mirror board up here. I'm going to cut one of these. I would not try this particular one with more than one piece at a time, Irene, because that's why I'm running it twice. I found that it's got enough filigree to it that it won't cut all the way through unless you run it like at 2 passes. So I would recommend that you do these one at a time. The mirror board usually cuts really well the first time, so we might check it before I run it a second time. But wouldn't hurt just to run it twice. I think I will. I think I'm just going to put it through twice right off the bat. Okay. Let's see what we get. It obviously cut really well. So we're just going to pop this border out. And we can pop this piece out of the die. Most of the filigree fell out. And there's that beautiful piece. We're going to use these two together. I'm going to clean this out. I'll clean it some more later, but I don't need it anymore right now. Okay.
Brenda says she found if she angled her piece on the board, it will usually cut better.
Good idea, Brenda. Love to hear that. Any suggestions for getting the best cuts are always appreciated. Okay, now I need a piece of this blue that I used in the background. And I'm going to cut another one of the ones that we used. Hi, Jordan.
Hello, Mother.
My baby just came in, guys. And I haven't seen her for a while.
That's true.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut a blue piece of this. To go on our card. Should be done with that now. So I'm going to create a blue background here. This is going to show through the holes in the filigree with the angel pieces. I'll run this. You could put this on another piece of cardstock if you wanted to firm things up a little bit. I didn't, and I think it's fine, but you could. Okay, I think we're done with our die cutting. All right. Get our tape off of here. Irene and Catherine from France, says hi.
Hi.
To Jordan. Jordan says hi back, guys. You want to see what we're making, Jordan, before you take off?
Yes, I just didn't want your grandpuppies to know your neighbors.
My grandpuppies annoying my neighbors? However could that happen? This is what we're making.
Oh, that's pretty.
Okay, I almost threw away the wrong piece there. Okay, with those cutting dies out of the way, now we're going to do some layering here. We're going to glue these in place. We're going to layer this blue on top of our white card to create a backdrop. And then we're going to glue these two pieces together. So we're going to have some gluing fun here.
Yeah, gluing fun. That's some hard.
All right. So I'm going to take my little needle nose glue bottle and come fairly close to the edge here. Because I don't want to have my pieces trying to separate there. So I'm coming pretty close to my edge. I'm just going to put this beautiful blue right on top of that edge of our card that we cut. There we go. That looks nice. See there? Beautiful. Let's go ahead while we're doing and put our background pieces down. I was sad to see this piece of paper, this bright blue I wanted was on the back of some of my colored cutout images. That just means I'm going to get myself an extra book, which I often do anyway, because you can use your cutting dies to cut out these beautiful images, and you don't, sometimes it makes you choose between one piece of paper and another. I just get two books. And while we're speaking of that, we probably will have something extra special for you next week in our Black Friday sale to be a great value on these books. So be watching for that. and think about which books you would like to get an extra of, because I'm going to have a price for you you're not going to believe. You just won't believe it, guys. But then you might believe it after what we've done this week, huh? I've gone sale crazy. Been having lots of fun with my sales. So here's where we are so far. Pretty, huh? Now we're going to take these two pieces. I'm going to put some glue on my white, and I'm going to offset them just a tiny bit. This would be a good job for sticky specks, but I'm out up here. By the way, I've had people ask me, what do you think of the We Are Memory Keeper sticky specks versus the ones that we have always had? And I have to say I'm a little disappointed in the We Are Memory Keepers brand ones. They seem to be like a temporary hold rather than a permanent hold. And that's not at all what I was going for when I used them. So if you're using them for something where it's going to be a temporary hold, or it's going to be a project that won't be handled a lot, it's probably fine. Such a neat concept for them to do the dots and colors instead of doing them in the same monotones so you could see where the sticky specks were, but they really don't stick as well as they should. And I'm a little disappointed in that. So that's my honest opinion. Okay, I've got my dots, or my glue on here, and now I'm going to overlap this just the slightest amount so I have a pretty edge showing through behind here. See there? See the gold coming through? So I'm just layering it just a tiny, tiny bit to make it beautiful. And now we're going to put this on here. Where it's going to be beautiful. So we'll go around with our skinny glue bottle again and hit all the major highlights. Just trying to make sure it's going to stay down good and that any little bits that could try to stick up are caught. One of those places that they try to stick up is in these little hearts. So I'm going to make a point of putting a couple dots on the little hearts because they're just little fine details there. And I'm going to glue this piece on over the top. So we're really not using this as an angel base. We're kind of using it as a pretty sculpted flap there. Now, what did I do? What did I do with my glue angel? There she is. We're going to put our angel something like that. And we're going to cut out some of our sayings to go around. This took me quite a bit longer to do this the first time, so we may be a short class today, but that's okay. I like there's one here that says Joyful Christmas Greetings. I really love that. I'm going to take that one. I love it when they give you all these choices with banners and sentiments. I cut that a little further out so I can put a little flag on the end of it. Okay, so I got joyful Christmas greetings. There's one that says hope and peace. And I think I'll take another one of those from here. Hope and peace. And then I also used, this was just kind of my own thing, oh, come let us adore him. And I really like that with the whole angel concept. So I'm going to come and take another one of the come let us adore him from here. So many choices though. And then I also used a silent night. And there's a nice silent night on this side. They also give you all different scripts for these because the angels are very flourishy. I think it would be good to use, where possible, the scripted words. So look at all those sentiments I have left. I've already made 2 cards. And look at all I have left. I have so many. It's going to be fun. Okay. All right. Now, when I did the joyful Christmas greetings, I actually put part of it on the outside of my card and then put part of it on the inside of my card. And I like the way that looks. So I'm going to cut a little flag here at the end. Just, my scissors are so full of glue. I have to get my scissors cleaned. All I got to do is get my best glue ever remover and work them over. Okay, so I'm just putting a little notch in that end.
Kim,
I'm going to, hi Kim. Oh, you are more than welcome for a fantastic sale. This is one of those times of the year that I get to thank you. Thank you guys for letting me do what I enjoy doing, and that is I love doing our teaching. I love doing our communication, and I love just hanging out with you guys. And because you guys purchase our products, it allows me to be able to do that. So I thank you, and that's one of the ways I thank you, is give you some spectacular deals. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put greetings down here. Let's see, right here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that. Don't have too much room on that one, but I'm going to glue it coming out from under the flap. And I'm going to kind of angle it upward just a little. And then I'm going to put this one, this Joyful Christmas. I'm going to put this kind of coming out from under my angel. And I did kind of round these a little bit. I flatten them on the ends and then just kind of bend it upwards so I have just a tiny bow in it. Not enough to mess up your envelopes or anything like that. Just enough to add a little bit of extra texture. So make the ends flat and bow it up just a little bit in the middle. I'm going to put this here. Just a little bit. See how much it's standing up? And then I'm going to fit my angel in right over the top of that, right between my joyful Christmas and my greetings. Need some foam. I've got some tape here. I'll use that. A little shaker tape from my project last night left, so just put a little shaker tape on there. Except that part right there is very sticky. So I'll get rid of that, get another piece. Okay. I'm going to make sure that you keep your shaker tape on the flap and not come over the edge of your angel with it, because you don't want it to show from the back side, right?
Kim wants to say thank you for the fantastic sale.
There's more coming still. This was early Black Friday. Next week we have Black Friday in earnest. I have more categories of sales, more fabulous deals. You won't believe what we're going to do. One of those deals, as I've already said, will be on Heartfelt Creations paper packs. But there's many, many more deals coming. So just when you think it was safe to go back in the water, more sales. The perfect time to pick up Christmas gifts for your crafty friends, crafty relatives, for your storehouse of things you're going to make. Okay, I like that. Just like that. I got my joyful Christmas and my greetings. My foam is all on the back of my angel. It's, well, it's showing a little bit. Okay, so maybe I didn't do so well with that, but I'll move it. There. Now it doesn't show. I thought I was getting it. Let me just trim this one off a little bit, and then it won't show from the back. Come on, let go. There we go. A little minor surgery, and now it looks like it's supposed to. Okay, we've got that part done. Now I want to find my others. We have Hope and Peace, which I'm going to clip the ends of like little banners.
Catherine says, love it. Kim says, gorgeous. And Irene says she loves the colors you chose.
Thank you. And like I said, I just want to give a few props to the people at Heartfelt, because the original pattern was theirs. I just took it and did my own thing with it. So if you want to see the original pattern, be sure you look at the Heartfelt Creations. It's in the unpaid video section, guys. You don't have to pay for this one. Okay. And I want that to prop up just a little, maybe a little less than I had there. I'm going to put my glue on the flags at the end. I have to come back just a little to fit it on where I want it. It's a little bit bigger than the other one because it's in a bigger font. And then I'm going to come to the inside. And I like this, come let us adore him, for the inside. This is on the inside on our musical sheet. It says, angels we have heard on high. I hope you guys enjoy doing this as much as I have. It's not difficult. There's quite a few steps in it, but it's not a difficult one at all to do. And we're going to put this one up here, but did the angel a die cut or did you make her? The angel is a die cut. We stamped her with stamps to make it ombre colored. This one I did in purple. I did this last night. The one we did today, we did in more blues. But I stamped her in 3 different colors of stamp pads. And then I stamped her again with my Wow embossing pad. And then I sprinkled my Wow with glitter, just the same one that we use for our, excuse me, the same one that we use for our glitter and glaze cards to get that beautiful sheen on the angel, then cut her out with the die, with the matching die. So I'm going to put little flags on the ends of my Come Let Us Adore Him. Nothing fancy, just a little notch out of there to make it look a little bit like a banner. I'm going to make these flat on the ends, and I'm going to bow it up just a little bit in the center. Not as much as that looks like I am. I'm actually going to push it down a little bit. Just enough to add a little texture. We can get away with this because of the shape of our card. Having a little bit of texture even on the inside is okay. Let's see. I just want a little bit of texture to it. See how it's standing up? Just a little. Just enough to show even more. And then on the inside of my card, I'm going to add one more. And I'm going to put Silent Night. I want it to not show. So I'm going to put it here. Just so we have kind of a pretty balance of things. And then when you go to write on your card, you can write on this part. I'll put a little notch here in Silent Night. There we go. And I just want to remind you, this bundle is exceptionally priced right now. The normal price for this is $174. And your sale price, what did we say it was? $59? $59. So you get $120 off this set right now. So that is just an exceptional, $59 is an exceptional price for the double-sided paper pad, for the 3 sets of stamps and the 3 sets of dies. There is so much you can do with this. You can just be creating all year long. We're done, guys. Here we go. Let's look at the, and we'll look at the, my first try and the second try too, and just look at the different color combinations. They're both pretty. They are both pretty, but I think I like the blue better. What do you guys think? Any thoughts on that? Blue or purple?
I like the blue. Well, I guess the purple doesn't blend as much into the background, but I really do like the blue.
Blue, blue, blue. Yeah, it looks like they're voting blue too. So just to remind you the colors of ink we used to get that, we used Broken China, Faded Jeans, and Prize Ribbon. And then in my background for that little bit of pink, and you don't have to have that be pink. You could actually use a different color if you wanted, but I used milled lavender because I wanted something that was really light and pretty. So I also want to remind you to go out to the Ranger site and print your labels. This is just such a savings when you go to your box and want to pick out some colors to use. It's great. All right. We are very early. We've only been at it for an hour, but it took me quite a lot longer than that to make the very first one. It should give you some hope for how quickly you can put these together at home. And remember, if you're wanting to make these and make a batch of these cards, just, kind of cut all your die cuts together and do all your stamping together, do all your glittering together. And it really goes pretty quickly. If you've enjoyed this today, I'd love it if you'd hit that like button. It tells me that you like it and it makes me feel good, but it also tells YouTube that you think our videos are worth your time. So I'd love it if you'd hit the like button. I'd also, once we sign off today, there's a screen that comes up where you can leave a comment. And I'd love it if you'd leave me a comment. That also helps for YouTube to let them know that this is a good channel that they should and want to recommend. And if you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss anything we're up to. We're up to good stuff every day. We have so much fun together. And if you're looking for a nice social crafty group to be part of, you won't find a better group than this one. So we do most of our lessons now in a live stream format, so we have time to chat and catch up with one another and socialize. So this is a great team for that also. Are there any questions, any comments, or any pearls of wisdom before we sign off for today? I realize it was a short class. Like I said, I kind of underestimated how long it was going to take to do or overestimated, because it took me a couple hours to do the first one. It only took less than 60 minutes to do the second one. I think it's beautiful, though. I hope you enjoy making it as much as I did. If you don't have your set, pick up your set. I have a limited number of these at this point, but we still do have some. So grab that. Go get that car, Annette says. All righty then. In the absence of questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom, I will go ahead and say, good night, Gracie. Thank you, Irene. We try.